Well. What it do? It is a Monday, and it is Liverpool sitting atop of the league once again, firmly and definitely positively atop the league. And we are going to review a game that some thought could get a little bit tricky for us, and some thought that maybe we would possibly come short in, but in the end, it is Liverpool standing tall. So we are joined today by Nalante, joined today by Brian, and also joined today by Lee. How are you guys doing? Lee, how are you?
Excellent, mate. Excellent. Couldn't be better.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Nalante, how are you doing?
I've got 6 on it.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Brian, how are you doing?
All good, yeah.
Good. Hope that you guys are well in the chat as well, gents and ladies. We are going to do the ratings from the very rip and then kind of talk about some of the finer points, or at least maybe even things going into this. Basically, Christmas Day is fast approaching, so there won't be anything really going on for football per se, but there will be plenty to talk about certainly until after Christmas. So let's just jump right into these ratings, people. Hope that you're well, Callum. Hope that you're well, Red Armchair Supporter. But yeah, let's get into these ratings. How about that? Big up, Trap Joe. Big up. All right. So we're gonna just jump right into the ratings, and so that we can have a little bit more time to talk at the end of the show about whatever we wanted to talk about, and also so we can also just chop it up along the way about these players in this particular match, because this match was certainly what I called the Daniel Day-Lewis special. There will be goals. That was at least this particular episode, or for Liverpool at Spurs. A lot of goals. But unfortunately, there were some goals also that were scored on us. And Ali, hopefully his rating isn't super low because of that. But what would you guys say Ali's performance was yesterday if you were going to rate Ali from the very gate? What would you say about him?
I thought it was a good performance. Yes, 3 goals were in, but it was a good performance from the entire defence, and the goalkeeper's part of that defence. I thought we defended pretty well, despite the 3 goals. Ali was, he couldn't really do much with the goals, could he? Any of them? There wasn't all he could do with them, was there? They were past him really before he could react. All 3 of them.
The Solanke goal was certainly a
well, going back a few weeks to when Callaghan was between the sticks, we were giving him good marks even when he conceded. Okay, he wasn't conceding 3 in most of the games he was in. It might have just been 1 or 2, but we're still giving him good marks because he was actually making good saves in amongst,
yeah.
the couple of goals he conceded, say, Callaghan. And
He did have a good save too, by the way, at the end of the game.
Good, it was a bad performance from the man by no means.
Right.
Blame City doesn't lie anywhere near him for the goals. So
yeah. What I was going to say is that he had a good save at the end versus Johnson.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was vintage.
Could have easily been 4. Yeah, it's 6'3" sounds a lot better than 6'4". It just does.
It is really tough on Cleveland because he's been so good, but we all know Ali is the man, isn't he? We all rate him as the world's best goalie.
Yeah.
Bollocks to Ederson. I've always thought Alisson was a better keeper than Ederson. Not by much. There's not a lot in it, but yeah, we think he's the world's best goalie, and we're glad to have him back.
Yeah.
Do you want to give him a rating?
Yeah, I'll give him a 87.
87. Oh wow. Lee is feeling good today. Okay. 87. Okay. My grade is not even close to near that. So, but but all the same, we all are entitled to our own ratings, and you in the chat as well. So don't be influenced at all. Just put what you felt. Brian, how about yourself?
I'll give him a 70. Just thought he couple of good saves, decent game, but yeah, it wasn't like wasn't a worldly performance or anything, but he did okay. That's one of those games. You're not gonna. It's Tottenham. We knew what to expect, so I wouldn't be kind of going, oh, how can we let in 3 against them? Everybody lets in goals against them. So, but I didn't think he was horrible on any of them. So I just give him a 70.
Okay.
He is just warming up. To an extent, you could still say he's only just warming up, couldn't you? After how many games has he been back now since his 3rd game?
Yeah.
But yeah, his better form will undoubtedly come when he's had a longer run in the side.
Yeah.
Quite a long
Milante,
way.
what would you give?
For me, Ali, yeah, echo what Brian Lee bit. 75.
Okay. I'm at a 68. Bernie had him at 68. Red Armchair Supporter had him at a 71, 67 for Trap Joe. I think let's see. Your score, I mean, the 87 is way high. That's out there. He had some good saves, but 87, that's kind of wild. Okay. How about we drop him at a 70?
Yeah, that's fair enough. There it is.
How about for Virgil van Dijk? I have the ratings. The players are all mixed up, by the way. It's not going to just go straight like through the players.
That's fine.
Virgil van Dijk. What would you give Virgil van Dijk? Let's go to Latte first this time, and then we'll go Bry and then Lee.
Yeah, VVD, our captain, our leader. Look, I'm just gonna rip off the thumb now. For me, he was the worst of our defenders yesterday. Obviously the 2 mistakes, he really should have done better. Again, his lack of concentration. Maybe the game was so easy, so it can happen. So it's no problem. But I mean, again, I'm hearing people even on copy saying VVD was exceptional yesterday, which is just honestly, and this is what gets me annoyed with some of our fellow fans, because regardless of the players, they can't do any wrong. And how clueless is someone to say is exceptional?
I doubt very
it's
much
just,
if they were played yesterday, we wouldn't have conceded any goals. It wouldn't have mattered, mate. We just still conceded goals if everyone was playing.
Exactly. Exactly, Lee. It just again, I just wonder where these people understand football, because how can you say that is exceptional performance? But look, it happens. He was the worst of our defenders. So, but again, he made some good interceptions, of course. But I'll say about 70 for me.
Okay. Brian?
Yeah, I will go a bit lower. I think, he had a bit of a, like I said, it's not what happened to the team. It's what Tottenham do. They make, it's like a contact high. They infect everyone around them with their madness a little bit. I think it was Virgil got a bit of a dose of it there. So at fault, 55.
It's low. Lee?
Well, I've been kind to Ali there, so I can't be too. I thought it was a good team performance on the whole, so mine are going to be a bit better. I'll go with an 82 for Virgil.
Okay. Lee is definitely padding the stats here.
I'm in the players' corner, aren't I?
Yeah, you're in the players' corner today. Certainly. Because I've seen some of your grades before. That's why I'm surprised.
This is a good performance for me, regardless of conceding 3 goals.
Okay. It looks like 77 from Trap Joe, 70 from Red Armchair Supporter. It also looks like a 65 from Bernie. And let's see. Let's see if anyone else put a 55 from Realism Jarrett. Okay. I gave him a 71. Let's see how we can grade this one. He did have, despite what people, I understand too, he was at fault for 2 goals. I understand. I can concede that.
Yeah,
Statistically, he
65.
does have some. He did put in a good game, but I can understand that because if you look at it, he was 7 for 7 for ground duels, 2 out of 2 for his aerial duels. He was 86% for his passing at 79 touches. 7 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 block shot, 1 clearance.
That's the thing with Virgil van Dijk.
The scores are in.
Yeah, he
The
sets
scores are in.
ridiculously high standards, doesn't he?
I'd say you got to call it a 70.
I'm
got
keeping it
77, a 70, 77.
I'll keep it
2
to
55s.
The
What else you
55s
got?
hurt him though, but the 82 helps him out. So, 71 is fair. This is good enough.
65.
It is. It looks like Virgil's got his hand on his heart, feeling pain there. Going, you scored me 70, what, 55?
No, that's what I think he's saying. I think he is saying that.
You're saying high standards, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. How about for Joey G? Joey G.
Okay.
Let's start with Brian on this one.
He had a better game, I thought. I thought he definitely had a better game. 65.
Okay. Lee?
I'll give Joe 85.
85.
Because it was his best game for us in a while. In his preferred position, which is right centre half. I thought it was his best game for us for a while.
It is interesting because I see Mark A gave Mark A is normally a very grounded rater when it comes to giving out his ratings. So it is
You could
interesting
see
to
in
see.
the first half when they tried to come with us, like he had some great one-on-one duels that I think he won every one that I can remember, where people tried to run him down the side and got knocked out of him. So I thought it was really good. Yeah, it was a good performance. Yeah.
No, but I was just saying that it's interesting because there seems to be a lot of parity when it comes to the ratings here. Because Mark gave him 85, you gave him 85, or Brian gave him a 65. Realism Jared gave him a 65, but then Real Armchair Supporter gave him a 74. Bernie gave him a 75. Yeah, not making it easy here. Joey G.
Demanding crowd.
Joey G. Delante. I know. Joey G. Delante. What would you say?
Oh God, bro! What does Joey deserve to 65? That's way low, but that's fine. I was gonna push it to a certain number, but maybe I'm being a bit in haste. If you got that goal, I'm not gonna lie, I would have given him 100, honestly. But he didn't do anything wrong for me. He was solid. Like all his battles, whoever he was on it. And his passing is underrated. I don't think people understand how underrated his passing is. But people forget. Again, people forget. The streets forget. So if he had the goal, I would have given him 100, but I can't let my bias. So yeah, he's definitely a 90. He's definitely a 90.
A 90. Okay.
Him and Trent had
Joe
Son
90.
all locked up, didn't he? Son was under lock and key yesterday between him and Trent. It was good to see.
Okay.
Joe 90. Yeah, that's a rating
Yeah,
only people of a certain age will get.
Yeah. Okay. I had him at a 70, but I didn't rate the back line. Like I don't think that there was only one player I rated high on the back line. I'll just tell that right now. But I'm trying to look at what we can rate him at. There's 65,
70.
65. I think 70 is fair. That 85 is the outlier.
You 285s and a 90, or even 82 and 85 and a 90, all the way down to a couple of 65s. 72?
72.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. I read what Realism Jarrett just
That
wrote.
90, you know, that 90.
Yeah, that 90 really helps him out. 90. All right.
Were you expecting anything less from
I know.
Levante?
No, I'm just being honest.
Maybe
Listen, I get it.
Yeah, you weren't talking crap. You were being honest as well.
Yeah. Look, I understand we conceded 3 goals, so that's fine. I get everyone's opinion, but for me, I'm looking at the play individually. What did he do? If other people mess it up, I mean, again, we're doing individual ratings. That's the way I see it.
No,
Whether people do the mistakes,
everyone's ratings
then
are their own. Everyone's ratings are their own.
that's just my opinion anyway. Then I can't really support him. But anyway, that's fine. We move on.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Everyone's ratings are their own.
Yeah, yes.
That's why I'm just trying to figure out where would be a happy medium, but I'll just keep it at 70 because it's good. That's good enough. 71, 72 is not that big of a difference, actually. So I'll keep it at 70. 70 is still a C grade, so it's still good. It's still good. 2 C's in the middle. All right. Well, then let's see what people rate Robbo for to yesterday. Let's see how you feel about Robbo. Let's start with Lee.
I'll give Robbo same as Virgil, 82.
Wow. I'm trying to gauge where we are on these ratings because, okay, all right, because I'm usually the positive one. That usually sometimes goes a little high, but
my marks are the high because I really
82.
believe going into the Leicester and West Ham game that we can concede very few goals in them 2 games. We certainly won't concede 3 in either one of them games. I thought
Robbo played well
in both games, to be honest.
Robbo played well, but he was a part of we took off for grades. He was a part of that first goal. Actually, was in that the guy he was marking was the one that gave the header assist. So
I thought he did his job well yesterday, Robbo.
But he did well. He did do a decent job.
Battle with Kulu was quite good, wasn't it? You referenced that kickoff.
It wasn't like you saw him getting beat. Yeah,
matched up.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was like getting beat on the touch line or something like that or anything. Okay. How about for you, Brian?
Well, I think he did lose out to Kulusevski on more than one occasion. We were speaking about him before, and the only thing he doesn't have is outright pace, and it didn't really come into it yesterday. I thought Kulu probably won that battle, personally. Fine margins, though. Yeah, Robbo.
It's more like the Robbo we know.
65. 60, no, a little bit less than Joey. 63.
Okay. Nolante?
I thought Robbo was solid yesterday. Oh, Kulu is Kulu, but I don't think it was just him. I think sometimes the midfield at times we just let him dribble a bit too much at times, which was a bit annoying for me. We could have won the ball earlier. But I thought he was solid, Robbo, and he did attack well. He joined up attacks. I think for the 4th or 5th goal, he was there. He was there in the penalty box waiting for the cutback. But I think Salah scored. But yeah, I thought he was solid. Obviously, it's up and down. Sometimes he lost, sometimes he won. But up 73 for Robbo.
All right, 71. Robbo 55 from Realism Jarrett, 75 from Mark. Right Armchair gave him a 71. He was good. He was good going forward. I mean, he was 95% for his passing yesterday. That's pretty exceptional. Let's see. I had him at I had him at a 69 here, but I'll bump it to 70. That's about as high as I can bump it to. All right. How about for Cody? Getting the difficult ones done first, I guess you could say, to rate, because the other ones were pretty easy to rate. When you have like goals and assists and high standard, you reach the high standards of those out there, it's easy to rate those. But the ones that had kind of like, pedestrian type games or maybe mistakes, they're a little bit more difficult to rate. Cody wasn't as active as I would have liked to him have been, but he was a part of one of the big chances that was created as well yesterday. What are we going to do for Cody? Let's start with Brian this time.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him too many flowers for being involved in creating one big chance when he plays in the front three and we scored 6 goals. Because like you said, it was just he was a bit on the periphery yesterday in terms of like everyone seemed to be having fun and getting involved, and it just wasn't his day. But you'll always get that. You always get one player who, the lads Dom scoring, Diaz scoring, Salah scoring. There's always someone that's just it's not quite coming off for them. So not really. It's just one of those games where it did kind of go towards the other lads. The other lads scored the goals yesterday, just basically that, really. So I tell you, did Cody things. Few what's the word? Kind of dodgy decisions, maybe pass when he could have shoot or something like that. But that's just part of the game. So I thought he was all right. I know he had Nolante tearing his hair out there a couple of times during the game. So yeah, 65.
Okay. Nolante?
Yeah, Brian's right. Yeah, and he hit little hair. I had my head left at times. Yeah, he's in and out. I mean, he did, to be fair, the beautiful move for Salah's goal when Sobo should have scored, but obviously the clearance got to Salah, who scored. Yeah, I just, I agree. Yeah, the thing with Cody is just sometimes I just like to see. I've said it for you. He just needs to mix up his win play at times. I think sometimes he's just too predictable, and that could be his downfall at times. But he's on the peripheries in the games. He's done little bits and pieces, but yeah, I agree with Bryce. Same as with scores, Bryce 65.
Okay. Lee, how about you?
Yeah, it was one of his quieter performances. He probably was obviously the quietest of the 3 forwards because the other 2 both got a brace. But he has been scoring a lot lately, so we can't call him out on not scoring goals recently because he has been. It just it wasn't a brilliant day for him. I'd give him 76.
76. Okay. 73, 60, 70, 65. In the chat by Red Armchair Supporter, Mark A, Realism Jarrett, and Bernie. I had him at a 67. Brian, you gave him a 65, you said? Right. Yes, no? Brian? Oh, might have lost Brian temporarily. Lee, what was your score again? One more time, sorry.
76.
76.
Mhm. If I'm marked him any lower, then I'd be singling him out as the worst player by far in the side yesterday. And yeah, he might have been less effective than other players, but he didn't have a bad game. Not necessarily like, you know, he's a big part of the performance still.
That's
So
about
I'm
all.
going 76 for him.
All right. For your 76, I bumped him up 1 point. But yeah, I thought Cody was just kind of mediocre yesterday. But 73, 60, 70, 65. I think 68's fair. 68's fair. How about for Gravy?
They are all named stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
Did we do Trent? No, we didn't do Trent. Yeah, okay, right. Yeah.
You know, he's mixing
They're all,
the play up,
yeah,
so we
they're
get
all
that.
mixed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have some of the bigger performers saved for the end. Gravy. What would we rate Gravy? What was Gravy lazy or was Gravy crazy? I don't know yesterday. Realism Jared has him at 85. 85 for Gravy. All right. Delante, what'd you have for Gravy?
We'll have him easy. It's gravy. That's my rating.
This is ratings Gravy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wavy
Take
Gravy.
that. Exactly.
There you go.
Take that how you want. Look, man. Look, Gravy was doing gravy things. Him and Mac, obviously, we're gonna get onto. Were bossing that midfield park control. Tottenham didn't know what to do, intercepting, starting attacks. He's been and turned. I just need a goal. That's because of our system. Because of our
I don't
system,
even
that's
think
the
he
problem.
shoots. Yeah, I don't even think he really
He doesn't
gets
get the
opportunities.
chance.
He doesn't get
I
chances
know.
to shoot.
Yeah, and it's not his fault. It's the way our system's designed because other players push up, and obviously you need
Yeah.
someone to hold. So,
Yeah.
I just want to go for him. But yeah, man, he was superb, all round game intelligence. And again, he's from the school. He's a Dutch player. These Dutch players have intelligence with the ball, so they understand the systems of holding the man when being pressed. It's just gravy intelligence. So 90 for me.
Oh, great. That is funny. He does. That's a good one.
So that's a 90 for Nalante.
90. Okay. How about for you, Brian?
Great game yesterday. I thought it was really cool to. Sometimes when you look at the pitch, it can be difficult to, not difficult, but it can take a while to see what's going on. There was times yesterday where you could have like literally drawn a line across our back four and a front four that was pushed right up, and then these two guys in the middle. It was just the most pure 4-2-4, and it was like him and Mac, and they were going 2 against 3, and they just dominated the whole area. I thought, yeah, he was absolutely superb. Yeah. Maybe not like his most spectacular game, but just because you're used to him doing things now. So yeah, absolutely, like in a crazy game, in a wild game, a lot of stuff going to be happening. You got to keep your head and you got to be composed. So I thought you did that brilliant. So all things considered, 85.
Okay. Lee, how about for you? How was your gravy?
My gravy gets an 88.
Okay. We'll check on something.
I've said before, I like that word, gravitas.
Gravitas.
Somebody who inspires feelings of trust and respect in others. And that's what you can say about Ryan now. He's like a standard bearer in our midfield, and the other players do trust and respect him. And they're going to even more as time goes on. And it's looking good, isn't it? The boy has gravitas.
Gravitas. I need to add a little gravitas to the gravy because I had him at a 74, but I will bring that score up certainly from all the grades that were given. Let's bump him to a I guess me and Mark A we're right on line with each other. But 85. Mark A gave him a 75. But 85 from Realism Jared.
90 from Atlantic.
Yep. Realism Red Armchair Supporter gave him 84. Bernie gave him an 80. Let's see, any other more?
Lee gave him 87. I gave him 85. I think him 90. He's got to be in the mid 80s.
Yeah, I'll bump him into 84. So that's legit. Is legit. Too legit to quit. All right.
Classic.
And now it's time for Macca. Macca had a good game yesterday. I thought like I said, one of the keys to yesterday was being able to control the midfield, and I really thought that we were going to, despite the fact that they didn't have a lessened midfield like us, and that's the midfield that they probably would have come out with even in the beginning of the season. So it was going to be a real test to see where we stood against them, because Sar and Basuma are both having decent seasons this year. So,
both good players.
Maybe Bentancur.
Bentancur would have come in.
Possibly.
Even he's not.
I like him. He's good. Bentancur. I think he's a very good midfield. Marino bought him, didn't he? Typical Marino buy. The Gipsy has.
So, Macca, Lee, what you got?
For Mac, I'll give him an 82.
82?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brian?
Yeah. I just think there's some he was kind of in between. I'll keep it quick. I'll go with an 80. I thought he did a really good game, but not quite as good as Gravy. So I'll give him an 80, just underneath.
Okay. Latte?
Mac definitely wasn't lazy with Gravy. he was the sauce with the most. Yeah, got his goal, well deserved. Controlled the midfield majority of the game with Gravy. Made a mistake at the first goal, in my opinion. Anyway, he should have done better with that. Be more aware. But overall, the old Mac is starting to come in these last couple of games, which we all been looking to see. He's been, on the wing. So 82 for me.
82. Okay.
That bit of rest helped.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Agreed.
A couple of games off. That's what you needed.
Didn't Virgil win the PFA Player of the Year award when we won the league that season? He was the PFA.
I believe he did.
Yeah.
The year he finished third in the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. I think he's got a really good chance of being PFA Player of the Year this year. If things continue like this.
Or was it the players? Which one?
The football writers was Henderson.
The
was
writers
Hendo.
Okay.
Hendo won that, yeah. Big up, Philip. Big up.
85. 78.
Yeah.
83. All right, I'll make him an 80.
Yeah, it's always somebody from the league winners that wins PFA Player of the Year, and it's always someone from the champions.
So they vote for him in February,
Yeah.
They vote real early, so
We do, yeah. It is very early to vote.
Yeah, stupid. I don't understand why it has to. Like, what the hell? What are you doing? Counting them by hand or something?
That doesn't make any sense. Does it do it that early?
No, because they do an app. They have a phone. They have an app. Like, it literally goes straight into a database. It could calculate it in milliseconds. So yeah. It's 3 months of the season left, and they're giving a shout to who was the best player.
Mm-hmm.
Big up to Philip out there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Big up Philip. Big up to Callum.
Yep. Just joining.
Hi, Lord. Just joining. Big up to you guys.
while, the PFA, but then with Wenger, like some of their players got it a few times, but it was mainly them two clubs. Like some Chelsea players have won it, I think, haven't they? A few Chelsea players.
How about for our vice captain yesterday? Having played a pretty successful game against Southampton, led the team on as captain, had a really nice assist in that game, and had a brilliant assist in this game. What would you run for Trent, Mr. Can't play defense, Mr. Has nothing, can't connect passes offensively, is off.
Oh, now who said that?
Oh, do I have to bring it? I don't want to bring out the clips. So no one on the panel said that. No one in our chat said that today. Yesterday, maybe so, but not today. Anyways, we move. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Everyone's scratching their head like, I didn't say anything about Trent. No one on the panel today. I said that already. So let's begin with Brian then. How about I'll say we'll start with Brian, and then we'll go to Monte, then we'll go to Lee. What were we doing with Trent? TAA gets a Brian, you there? No? Okay, well, let's start with Nalante then. Let's start with Nalante. Nalante.
Yeah, go for it.
What
Mr.
would you say?
T TAA. Again, like I said, this is what I'm saying, quotations about defensive and stuff like that. Hence him and Joey. You know what? I wasn't even, with Trent, I wasn't even focused on his offensively. We all know what he can do with a ball. He's he's in the top 3 passers or in the all time, from my opinion. But defensively, Song usually gets a goal against us. But
Was kind of quiet yesterday.
Just give me a second. 1 second, please. Look.
Mm-hmm.
Son, are you there, son? Oh, right. Oh, sorry. I mean, I've got Trent's keys. Obviously, Son's still hiding. He doesn't want to come out. Obviously, that like I said. That being said, that an assist, and he nearly scored a rasp of a shot, which was a great save from Foster. He was on both ends. Salute you, Trent. 88.
88. Cool. Lee, how about for you?
I'll give him
got the trumpets out. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll give him 86.
86. Okay. All right. Let's see if Brian's back with us now. You there, Brian?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Brian. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Do with me
Back in the building, bro.
Yeah.
You hear me?
All around the same.
We
But
could,
a few marks between everybody in my score so far. I'm going to carry on doing that because I just thought it was like we performed as a unit yesterday. Well, it was our best performance in a long while, so that's why I want to give good marks. Not asked about we didn't get a clean sheet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Your mic check. Yeah, before your mic was a little. If it was on. I saw it was on mute, but it was. If you were talking, it was. We couldn't hear you. What would you give Trent?
Trent. Yeah, for some balance, it's confirmation to all those people out there who've been saying how brilliant a player he is and how good he is and how he can do things. Anybody that says he can't pass the ball, I mean, they need to be locked up with the key thrown away and never allowed to watch Liverpool or any football really again. They should probably just go and watch.
Come on. We were nice. We were being nice. We were being nice to Mr. Das yesterday. We shouldn't be mean. We shouldn't be mean to him today.
He was
Yeah.
spraying balls all over the pitch all day, wasn't he? Raking
Well,
them.
I knew there's something about that rotation.
but if they're
We're
well,
kidding
there's
with the
always
Magnum.
they
We're kidding
never
with the
there's never
Magnum.
nothing for nothing. There's never nothing
Yeah,
for
yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, I think he gets 10 points for basically, even by Trent's standards, even by his pretty much top of the world standards, that is a beautiful cross, and he will be sitting there thinking, "I ain't hit one that good in a long time." And
Oh no, yeah.
and he gets the
Considering
shoe
the way
shine.
it
I
was,
mean,
because it was a cross, but it was like it wasn't really like in your mind cross. Because I mean, it was almost like it's almost like a through ball, almost in a sense too, because it was
yeah,
slightly diagonal to be put into his range. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It
Like
wasn't a
some,
cross.
you know what I mean? Like,
Just
because
clean.
usually
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
people, when you think cross, you think like a like an actual, like not a diagonal cross, but more of like just a cross directly from one side to the next. That's what kind of point I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, it's like I say, it wasn't just someone puts a cross in, and it's always into an area, but it was a pass almost. Yeah, but I just look, it's not something we get to see him do as often, purely because of the way we're playing now a little bit. But it's just a reminder of the special things that he can do. Connor Bradley, as good as he is, maybe one day, but that's just that little bit of extra special thing that Trent has about him, is the ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's easy if you're a Tottenham player to go and do that when you're 6-3 down. We needed that goal. That was at a point in time where that game was in the balance. That wasn't when we were 4-0 up and he was just having fun. He did that at a moment in the game. It wasn't like an easy. It was time to do something. He got it right, Diaz as well. So it wasn't just the last goal in a 6. So yeah, brilliant. I'll give him. What did he give him? I'll give him an 89.
Okay.
It's special, isn't it? His right foot. I've seen plenty of other fullbacks like Trent who get forwards all the time and put in great crosses, but it's just the accuracy with which he can do it. He's got so much in that right foot. It's some of the shots he can take from like really obscure angles, and that he has got dynamite in that right boot of his, hasn't he?
And he went early with that one. He went early. He crossed that probably about 2 seconds earlier than most other players would have.
Yeah, I like the way
Because
they
he
worked
knew he could get the range on it.
have a shot where they worked that free kick so he could have a shot on first. So that was it was good enough. Like it was close, wasn't it? It was close from him.
Yeah, 7 clearances yesterday, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles. He had these are some of his better stats at least. Albeit he was only 75% for his passing, but that's because he takes risks with his passes. So of course, sometimes he's gonna connect, sometimes he's not. 4 key passes were out of that, and out of those 4 key passes, 3 of them turned into big chances created. He was 3 for 6 for his ground duels too, so pretty decent stats for him. How about for another player I thought that is on a somewhat redemption tour with some of the fans? Some of the fans are certainly going to be holding crow about Dom, but Dominic Szoboszlai. What was your rating for the boss yesterday? Nolante, what was your rating for the boss?
10.
Oh, wow. Okay. Brian.
Yeah, like I spoke on yesterday. You know me, I'm never an extremist person, but I've been saying for ages now, we just need to see the good version. We need to see the real Dominic Szoboszlai, because we know we're not seeing the best. We're seeing him do all the work. We're seeing him getting really involved, but it's all just kind of on the periphery. It's like lots of 65, 70s, and we're just waiting for that one game That's what I've been saying anyway. That one game that where something happens for him, and he has a huge performance in a big game that matters, and he just goes on from there. Because what he did yesterday is, yeah, that's the player we bought. You know, that's the guy. So, yeah, a lot of people saying best game. A couple of early games it was pretty impressive, but since then, without a doubt, our best game under a slot, or his best game under a slot. He did everything he's good at. He just looked like the confidence. It's all. I just thought for a few months now, the only thing's lacking him is confidence. And once he gets a great performance, and I think he's going to fly. And we're going to start seeing 80s and 90s from him now much more often. And
Okay.
it'll be, yeah, I think definitely best game. Definitely the best in the mid. Potentially, yeah, man of the match for me. So 92. 92.
Wow. Lee, how about for you?
It was his best performance, his most complete performance for Liverpool so far that I've seen. So I'll give him 89.
89. Okay.
And I'll be happy to give him higher marks in the future when he scores hat-tricks.
Okay.
But no, it does look like a turning point. I don't want to go too big on it, and say what I expect from him in the coming months. But this does look like it could be a little turning point for Dom, and that it'll finally click in his head. If I can play well there against these, I can easily play well against Leicester.
90. Yeah, 95 from Bonkers. A 85 from Realism Jared. 90 from Mark A. 92 from Armchair Supporter. Bump him up to like at least a 90. So I think it's fair. Good performance from Dom. Very good performance. We've been looking for that kind of performance for a little while now. Finally got it from him. At least in the goal department, I guess, being offensively involved, as opposed to just not always being a defensive-minded player. How about for Salah? How about for the Egyptian King yesterday? We went with a 90 for Dom. What are we going to do for Salah? Let's begin with Lee this time.
I'll give him a 5.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me just see if I can.
He was a thorn in their sides, wasn't he? Both creating stuff and it in the back of the net. Yes. It was fairly standard for Mo. It wasn't one of his outstanding performances, but it was a very, very good performance. That says a lot about the man, that he can have such a good game, score 2 goals, and you're like, well, that isn't even his best, and it isn't. It's yet to come, I think, this season.
Yeah. Probably should have had a hat trick, tell you the truth, yesterday. Brian, how about for you?
Just, yeah, Mo, even when we thought the boys were going to have to step up, when he wasn't scoring, which is what we wanted, Diaz scoring, Dom scoring, so Mo could have a day where he doesn't score. But he still gets involved. Great player, great season, unstoppable, goals, assists, the whole shebang, every single game week. Yeah, 90.
It's kind of wild. If I were to ask you how many passes you think he made yesterday, how many passes you actually thought that he tried to make yesterday, you probably would guess, but I think your guess would probably be off quite considerably on how many passes he had yesterday.
18.
Okay. It's not that bad.
He's just eating up records.
It's not 18, but it's less. But
at the moment, Mo's just eating up records week by week, isn't he? It's the assists as well. There's just so many assists as well. It's something that's not been seen before.
Yeah.
Assists
He had 14 passes yesterday. 10 out of 14 for his passing.
And I think we'll see better from him when the team is more settled and is playing at its maximum, which will probably be like in February or March. And I think it'll be even more. I don't envy Leicester or West Ham's defence in the next 2 games going up against them.
Mm-hmm. Milante, what would you rate Mr. Salah at for his performance yesterday?
I think easily not easily, but I think man of the match is between him and Dom. It really depends how you pick. Mo just did Mo things, really. I mean, there was a situation before the goal. I think he had 3 defenders on him, and he twisted and turned in quick feet, hit the bar, which is everything in the first half. I mean, if you want to be critical of Mo, if you want to be a downy, maybe you could have shot on target. If you want to be a downy and criticize Mo, should have scored in the first minute. But yeah, man, 2 goals, another assist, man. Mo just keeps doing Mo things. It's a 95 for me.
The way he smuggled the ball onto his right foot to get that shot off against the bar, it just twatted the bar so hard. Forster didn't even see it.
Brilliant dribbling.
Really,
yeah, great dribbling.
I see. I don't know. I don't think that's Bernie.
90s everywhere. No, she
gave 50. 50
she gave
is
100.
probably 50 is how many passes she thought he probably had.
Yeah, she gave Mo 100.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it earlier, but I was wondering what 50 was for.
90s.
96 from Hylor. That's his highest score he's ever given. Red Armchair Supporter gave him a 91. Bernie talking about the 2 goals and 2 assists. That's certainly true. 92 from Mark A. 85 from Reels and Jared. Yeah. Let's see. I have him at a 98, actually. I think
we saw it earlier on when you brought it up.
Yeah, I think that's legit, though.
One thing is that Healer is saying there as well. And this is something that you can't measure in. You can't put a metric on it. You can't put a number on it. You can't put a stat on it. But just the fact that when Mo Salah's on the pitch, those defenders and those other people, it does something to their mind. They know all the time they have Mo. They've got Mo on their pitch. They're up against the same form he's in. That makes space for other people. It should make room for, like, no offense, but if it's Harvey Elliott playing out on the right, it's a different story. So that's another hero. Like, just the fact that Mo is on, he's a constant threat all the time. You can't take your eyes off him. So when he becomes to get 2 assists from 12 passes, that's what
14 passes. Yeah, 14 passes.
2 assists from 14 passes and get 2 goals. If that's not a complete performance, I don't know what is. Yeah, you can nitpick. He should have done this.
Oh yeah. He was 10 out of 14 for his passing, which is only 71%. You hear those numbers and you're like, oh, he doesn't have a good game. But 3 of them were key passes. 3 of them were big chances created. He had 3 shots on target, 2 shots off target, 2 shots blocked, 1 hit the woodwork. That one that hit the woodwork, that would have been
great goal.
That would have been possibly one of the goal of the season type nominees if that had gone in.
Goal of the month. Defo goal of the month if that went in.
Yeah, easily. But yeah, he was definitely in. He knew that that there were going to be goals scored, and he wanted in on the party. So he definitely showed it yesterday. Well, this last player has been deemed as being a dribble merchant. Dribble, no end product. Talking
Happy
to you,
Christmas,
talking to the fake Don out there. Oh man. Just don't get it. Just don't get it. I want to see mad love for Lucho from Matt and Cal on on actually this upcoming show, and especially on if they don't, then I'm gonna do a call. Do when I get an opportunity to be on the call in, hopefully, I will hold them to the sword for Lucho and giving him proper respect. Put some respect on his name.
I thought
This
he was
guy's
brilliant.
coming in doing
I
cumbia
thought he had
lessons.
a brilliant game, but he did do me head in as well, especially when he done brilliantly to get away from the defender, and then to play Gakpo in for the shot, and he played it out of step. Gakpo had to check his run to hit it and fucked it up. If he put
Oh
it
yeah.
in, it was easy to put it into Gakpo's stride, and he couldn't even do that from 5 fucking yards. I was going off my head at Lucho, but yeah, he was brilliant yesterday anyway. That's Lucho for you.
It's all good. It's all good. It's
Two
not
diving
easy.
headers in a row. Two
Yeah,
diving headers in a row.
sometimes it's not easy to get. I mean, he was just trying to get that special 1-2 step. You know, he's trying to do the spin. Cumbia's
Yeah,
tough
I've got to
sometimes.
cheerfully
You know.
throttled him when he didn't do that pass right for Gakpo though. If he'd have put that right into Gakpo's stride, he would have probably buried that the form he's in. But anyway, I forgive him. I
It's
still love
okay.
you,
It's
Lucho.
okay. Lee is not a salsa fan, but it's all good. All good. No salsa
What's
for his
your
chips.
score? What's your rating, Lee? You may as well now.
I'll give Lucho a fantastic 87.
87. All right. All right. Brian, what was your rating for him?
Yeah, that sounds about right. 87 sounds about right. I mean, the flying header, again, you got to give him extra marks for that.
He's dangerous with his head. He's scored headers from some good angles as well. And he's dangerous with his head, Lucho.
He's got a big forward. Got a big forward, Lucho. He's got a big forward on him. You can see, and he's brave. He's brave. He's not afraid to stick his head in places. You get that one up. You dive like that.
He's all in, isn't he, Lucho? He's all
yeah,
in.
he is. He's all in. Exactly. He's all in all the time. So that's the thing with him. He does so much that things won't come off. It's just as long as basically they come off more often than they don't, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good to go. So yeah, 87, 88. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Nolante?
What I would say with Lucho Gonzalez da Silva Diaz, you know what? He started off, I'm not going to lie, the first 15 minutes, he started off for me, a little bit sloppy. He was kind of not holding on the ball, well enough, just a little bit too much. But after that, then again, he came into his own. Well, the plate the silver platter, hence he done Trent's shoe shine polish, nice header, and like Helia and what the panel said, in on the left, in the middle, on the right, he done Tranvilla on the touchline. I think Spence got sent back to Hackney Marshes with that, but yeah, man, and they don't underestimate the second goal, third time finish. You had to quickly think. You had to quickly think about that finish. Don't underestimate
My favourite goal of the whole night.
Yeah.
For me, was Jota's ball off the left when Jota was looking on the left. So many times I've seen Gakpo and Diaz himself in that position not do the right thing, but Gakpo just put it right across the box to Mo, didn't he? Like Mo played him in. There you go.
He's a street fighter. He has 88 for me.
Okay. I think Reels and Jarrett's point right here is a good point too. He said he did the false 9 and scored. He pulled the center backs out of position and the midfield and helped the midfield to control the middle of the park. He was phenomenal. He was really dialed in yesterday.
I think he likes this new role. I think he likes this little central role. It's obviously very new to him.
Yeah.
But he clearly likes it. He's getting joy out of it.
Yes, I think it's very similar to what we saw from a player that he's unfortunately often compared to, and that's Monte. Monte had a resurgence with his career by moving from left to central for us. So.
And coincidentally, because we bought Diaz. Diaz came in. Yeah, Diaz came in and Mane moved.
I liked the end of that season where it was them three, Salah, Mane and Diaz. We were strong with it.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Mane's a good goal scorer. Mane's a very good goal scorer. And he knew how to press. To me, Mane was always the guy that triggered the press. I know. I think Firmino would trigger the press on the midfield, and Mane would trigger the press on the defense. I know both would do both as well, but Mane just seemed to be always knew when to go and
Mhm.
when to close down, and he was just a really underrated goal scorer. I think Mane. Because guess what? He's playing against or playing alongside Mo Salah, one of the greatest of all time. So we just talked about him.
Yeah.
You know, that's life, isn't it? Like, so yeah, he'll always be a little bit underrated. I think Mane,
Oh,
just
not
because of it. But I mean, outside in the general kind of game.
in the process. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, in the
Salah's.
general game.
Yeah.
All the
Okay.
talk is about Salah and Virgil van Dijk and Trent and stuff. But they'd be like, oh yeah, and look at that guy on the left. He scored 1 billion goals as well and got a load of assists. But yeah.
All right. Making a 92. Oops. I had him at 94, but I'll bring him down 2 points since you guys had some very high 80s. There's some 90s. There's 100 in there. So I think that's fair for Lucho. Shout out to the Lucho supporters there. Viva Colombia. Mr. Angel. Oh man.
Better watch this stage. We on you. We on you.
Yeah,
We spoke.
I know. I
We on you.
was making sure he heard it. He was quiet. He was quiet in the Bayesian Red group chat. He was very quiet, but it's all good.
The Dark Angel.
Dark Angel. Subs. We have 4 subs yesterday. We're only gonna rate 2. Because they're the only ones that got actual minutes that could be rateable. Diego, what was Diego for you yesterday, Nolante?
Jota the Shutter. He came on, took a little bit 5 minutes to get in the game, but then got involved with some of the attacking play and obviously kind of started the assist for the 6th goal. So yeah, he done okay for me. 60.
Okay. Brian?
Yeah, same score. 60, yeah. Pretty much same thing. Yeah.
Lee?
How long did he play? I've forgotten.
He played for he came in at the 68th minute. Him and Curtis Jones are only 2 people we're gonna rate, so they came in at the 68th minute.
So we had like 25 minutes.
Yeah, about that.
I'll give Jota,
time.
like 70. Yeah, because that was good when he headed that ball on so we could get away and score.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
We'll answer that question in a second, Jared. Let me just get the I think 70 is okay for it. 64 from Bernie, 74 from Hylor, 65 from Robert, 60 from Mark. Bonkers gave us 70, and you guys gave him like 65s and 70s in between there. How about real quick, last but not least, Curtis Jones. Last person we're gonna rate here. Last
60.
player. 60. Okay.
Yeah, for me.
What's your rating for Curtis?
65.
Okay. Brian?
Oh, same as Jota, just a 60.
60. 60. All right. I'm at 68. So I see you in the rating. 65 from Jimmy. Oh no, that was for Diego. My fault. 55 from Marks. 55 from Robert. Ooh, okay. Might have to bring it down actually to like a 60. Yeah, I guess I'll bring him down to a 60. Curtis gave him a 58. Bonker 65. Bernie 60. Robert 55. Mark 55. Hyler 62. Did fine, but Liverpool conceded twice shortly after he came on. That's a very good point, Hyler. Very good point. Plus minus is not looking good. All right. So like I said, for Harvey, we did not get a grade. For Darwin, ducks out, so we don't have to hear the Darwin BS today.
That's me.
La, 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 la,
There you
la.
go. There you go. That's for you, Marion. If you're watching, he's showing a little love there for you. All right. For Mr. Slot, that's the last one we're gonna rate here. Arnie. Oops, that's not my grade for him, by the way. What's your rating for Arnie? Let's start with Brian, and then we'll go Brian, Lee, then Alante, or Brian, Alante, then Lee. Excuse me. Mix it up.
Me for Arnie. He'll be happy to get out of there. I bet he had good fun. At the end of it, he probably thought but not during it. He's probably never had many games like that before in his life. I'm sure there's been some crazy ones in Holland, but not coaching a team at the level he's coaching now. So that wouldn't have been something different for him. I think he knew what to expect. I think I was very, very disappointed in Tottenham. I know I say to people like, "What are you on about?" I thought they would have been a lot better. Now that probably would have been worse for us on the day, yeah. But I expected them to be a lot more threatening, a lot more attacking. I think he nullified a lot of that at the start. He really made them look kind of ordinary, and then when it started getting a bit mental, it got a bit mental. And when games get a bit mental, there's not a lot you can do when people are playing kamikaze. It's not really the done thing. It's like playing chess and someone just knocks all the pieces over. There's a way of doing things, and Ange doesn't really go by those rules. So he rode that storm really well. The kind of the madness of it all, it's 5-3, anything could happen now kind of vibe. And then bang, the goal before halftime was absolutely huge. That goal to make it 3-1 completely changed the game, the mentality of it. So that was huge. But yeah, I think he did well. So what are you going to call him? What are you going to call it? We say it was a bit mad. I'll give him a 90.
Okay. 90.
Yeah.
Nalante.
Yeah, Michael, Brian, everything that you said. If it wasn't for the 2 goals, he would have been 100. But 6 goals, you can't beat that. One of our best performances, 45 minutes I've seen from us. I think since I can't remember, maybe. Really nullified them completely, as Brian said. That first half, even though he scored, it's just second half for about 15-20 minutes. Brian's like everything Brian says, 90.
Lee?
Yeah, I thought it was one of his best games, and as manager, I thought he knew what to expect. Yeah, he thought that we could well concede a couple of goals there. In all likelihood, we would well outscore them at the same time. And he's looked like a kipper, didn't he? Ange, really. I'll give him 88.
Okay. 2 90s and 88. Reels Manjara gave him a 90. Jimmy an 82. Mark A an 85. Red Armchair Supporter an 86. Okay. Anyone else give? I think Robert gave him a 100. Okay. Bernie gave him an 80. All right. I'm at an 85. Everyone saw my grade as I was putting it in, but let's bump them to at least an 88. Let's say that.
Yeah, whatever you say about the Spurs side that was out there, it was a good side. Okay, it was a patched up defence, but the rest of it was a strong side, wasn't it? They are one of the better sides in the Premier League, especially on their own ground.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the one thing I didn't mention as well, it's kind of an obvious thing. Sorry, when Graydon slot, I think he got the 11 absolutely bang on. He got the selection perfectly right. And that's another big thing as well.
Excuse me.
He picked the best 11 and it worked.
Okay. Man of the match. Out of those best 11, who was the man of your match?
8 weeks. Jeez.
Man of the match for you in the people.
Yikes.
What are we saying?
8 weeks, eh?
That's a long time, yeah.
6 to 8 weeks, so you could be back in 6. It depends, really.
They have got forwards, though. I mean, you've got Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz. They've got someone else as well.
No, they don't. None of them are put the
It's all right. No, that's all right. They have Odegaard. Odegaard's their Superman, I was told.
Yeah, well, we've had this loads of times where we've only had like 2 or 3 strikers to choose from. Like last season, we only had Diaz and Gakpo to choose from for ages. All the others were out.
Mhm.
Went on for about 2.5 months where we only had Gakpo and Diaz to choose from up front. Remember?
Yeah.
Dom, Diaz, and Grav. Dom, Salah,
Okay.
Mo, and Dom.
Come on.
Hi, Mom. Yeah. Dom. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that one. Let me make sure I get this all straight then. Let's go through the panel real quick. Brian, who was your man of the match?
One more from the chat. Callum with Symbolizes or Louis Dia. Don't be getting Dua Lipa on the mind now. Don't be getting Dua Lipa on the brain. Concentrate. I think there's calls. It's definitely one of those. But what about him? So in that instance, I'm giving it to Dominic Szoboszlai purely for the fact that it was just not a breakout game, but a kind of a reawakening, a kind of a rebirth of Dom Szoboszlai game. Other people, probably have better stats or whatever, but for me, I want to give it to him. I've been waiting to give him a man of the match, and he deserves it as well. You know me, I don't do sentimental, things like that, but I wanted him to deserve a man of the match, and I wanted him to be the guy that, like I always say, be the guy that they're writing the special article about the next day. They write the match report, and there's always a guy they do a little article about. Oh, this guy's really good, or this kind of be that guy. And I think he had that game yesterday. So for me, everything about it. He took it by the scruff of the neck. He enjoyed it, and it looks like it's finally clicking for him now. Long may it continue. So, Dom for me.
Okay. How about for you, Lee? Who is your man of the match?
Yeah, Sobo. I don't think I've ever gave him a man of the match before, so I've got to give it the lad. The boy done good.
Okay. How about for you, Monte?
Yeah, Sobel's game, man. From minute 1 to 90, and the work rate and tracking back added to that. That's all we want to see. Back to how he started the first 3 months for the team. So yeah, it's Sobo.
Wow. Well, Team Capri Sun's man of the match is
There's Attila.
there you go. There you have it, people. The boss, Dominic Szoboszlai.
You could see how made up he was yesterday, couldn't you, on his face, like at the final.
When he
After the
scored-
game, he had a big smile on his face, but then after the
No,
game, you
yeah.
could see he was buzzing his tits off still, couldn't you, like with the other players? It's like, yes.
When he scored, he was feeling it. You could tell he was definitely feeling it. It's like a little bit of a weight lifted off of his shoulders by getting that goal. Well taken goal, and then also
it's haven't he in midfield? He hasn't really got any so far this season, and he's probably felt the odd man out for that reason. Everyone's going on about them too, but he's a part of it as well, isn't he? He's showing that now why he's there.
Certainly so. Certainly so. Yeah, Dominus Vasilai getting his opportunity to shine in the sun, and he definitely took full advantage of it yesterday against a team that obviously will allow for you to have some offensive freedoms. And it was
He
a well
should have
taken
finished
goal.
that one
Well,
where he went round the keeper, though.
yeah,
Dommy.
yeah. He knew he was he knew he pushed it.
I know.
Maybe he was listening to our broadcast yesterday and he heard us say what kind of goals were scored in yesteryear but aren't really being displayed in today's game. And we were talking about how going around the keeper was one of them. So maybe that's the case. But Dominus Vasilai gets the man of the match. Well deserved. I hope that he enjoys the spoils of being our man of the match, your man of the match. And again, I think it's pretty well deserved as to why he got that title, because he played well, as did a number of players in this game. It would have been great to have gotten that have gotten a shutout, but all the same, we got a good performance, a W, and we push out 4 points away from Chelsea, who I don't know if Chelsea's going to. I don't think Chelsea's going to be that team that gets second place in this league. To be honest with you,
I think they might get it purely because of the fact that other teams aren't good enough to do it. If you get me, I think they'll just be best of the rest. I think they'll get more if they keep playing the way they do, and Arsenal keep going the way they do. I think they'll end up better than Arsenal, and they'll end up better than Man City if they keep going the way they're going. So not by being the second best team in the league will they finish second, but I think they might just finish second because there's nobody out there actually good enough to put in a challenge this season, if that makes sense. It's not because they're the second best team in the world.
Yeah.
No, they've got. You're right. Stutava's form. That's what it is.
Like I wouldn't back Arsenal to wear red and white at home. It's just they're that guy needs to go, man. I think that man. Well, look, that's not my club. I don't care. But yeah, that Arsenal side, man, they can do it in bits and pieces. They'll let you down every time. They'll let you down. But the thing is, Tottenham fans expect it. They know it's going to happen at some time. They'll get a few 6. They'll win 6-3. They'll get a 5-2. But then they'll get what they got last night, or they'll go to a semi-final and they'll do something like that. Arsenal fans don't expect to do it, but their team. Arsenal fans talk about that whole thing about being Spursy, and like it means that they always mess it up, or you can never kind of count on them. It's like, I'm sorry, that kind of sounds like Arsenal to me in the last 20 years. They always bottle it at the end.
Yeah, it could be argued.
That's Arsenal the last 20 years. So they don't have the mentality. They've got a coach that's there way too long to, in my opinion, all of a sudden start making a big difference right now. It's not like this is 6 years, man. They don't worry me at all.
I can remember that last time they won the league, and then because I remember being in the pub for the Community Shield the beginning of the following season, them against United. And it seems like a lifetime ago now. It's so long ago, isn't it? Yeah. 20 years already. Okay. I mean, we've got United went 27 without the league. We went 30. Chelsea went 50. From their one and only title to their second title. So, yeah, it's just one of them things that happens. That's one thing I'll be glad that rival fans can't say, one title in 30 years or 35 years. If we win the league, they'll just be saying only 2 in 35 years now instead. But that'll be better. Yeah. It'll be an improvement.
Well, yeah.
I'm tired of reading that. You've only won one and we went 30 years. I'm tired of reading that shit. That's got to change soon.
Yeah, look, all you need to be able to say is we won the last one. As long as you can say we won the last one. Yeah. Then you're golden. Even if it's the only if you won one, so yeah, we're reigning champions. We won the last one. That's all you need to be able to say. Say that once every 2 years, 3 years at worst, then yeah. That's where we should be, in my opinion. That's the club we should be. We should be winning the league at worst every 3 years.
I think it could be quite nice to be like in a title race of sorts with Chelsea rather than Arsenal being the main challenger. If Chelsea were to stay in second place, like, you know, for the foreseeable future, that could be interesting just to see what it's like to be in a race with them. Been in one with Arsenal before, but never Chelsea. So
We
not
go to
really.
Stamford Bridge soon, don't we? 12 man. We go to Chelsea soon, or we play Chelsea soon, don't we?
We
Like,
do.
Relatively soon, yeah. So that could be a big one there. Is it a 6-pointer? I don't know.
I think we do. Actually, when did we play Chelsea? Oh no, you know what? No. Chelsea's one of our
No?
last games, actually, Brian.
Oh, boo. Yeah, because we played them
Oh,
early. Because it's
That's,
been ages.
I was saying how that was the team we said that we might be able to do the guard there.
Oh, that's true. That's why we were talking about them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I had them in my head. Yeah.
Chelsea's fourth last game on our schedule.
Yeah, because we played them really early, so
And-
it flips around. Then the game you play first, sometimes the game you play last.
Mhm.
Who's actually, now that we're actually in a title race and I care about it, who's our last game of the season?
Crystal
Wolves.
Palace.
Palace, that's it.
Wolves. Palace at home.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, typical. That's we usually get one of those teams at home last day of the season. That's hopefully they'll be either relegated, shot, done, finish, whatever it needs to be. Hopefully they're
Well,
not
we
playing
have,
for something.
Arsenal. It's the third to last game. That's a very big game.
So we've got what? Chelsea, Arsenal, and then Palace.
Chelsea, away at Chelsea, home for Arsenal, away to Brighton, and then Crystal Palace.
Tricky.
Hopefully
Tricky.
going to be Champions League ties thrown in between them as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it's the last 5 games. Yeah, it starts with Tottenham and then it works as well.
That's a tricky little run, that one.
The last 5 games is, Ooh, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I
will have it wrapped up by then, lads. Don't worry, we'll have it wrapped up by then. Don't worry, we'll be 12 points scared.
Yeah, I hope that we could get I hope that we can get get the proper
Hey, we won at the
going
earliest
and
won, didn't we? Last time we won it, that was the earliest it had been won, hadn't it? In terms of, like, you know, how many games were left to go when we won it.
I think so. The only other team I could think of would be Man United. I'm not sure after looking at.
No, they definitely said they said in the Premier League era, this is the earliest it's been wrapped up, the title, after that COVID palaver after we stopped. Like,
yeah. That's why when people say the things they say, it's silly because
because it wasn't
pretty
wrapped
much
up until we started.
we pretty much already had the league wrapped
I think
up.
we would have broke the 100-point mark there if that wouldn't have got in the way.
Right.
But I'm bound to think that.
I was just going to provide you with some info on Connor Bradley. It has been reported will be. We know he's one of the players that is out along with Ibu. But the good news that we have received, possibly the good news that we have received about Ibu, is that we might expect him to return on the prior to New Year's. Actually, we might actually see him return. Now, I'm not talking about return to pitch, whereas we're going to have him available, but at least he'll be returning to be in training before New Year's. That's the reported talk. It says here, let's see, that they think the expectation for Bradley is that you're looking at the other side of the new year, which is what was expected, but Liverpool don't desperately need him just yet at the other side of the new year. So that is not a huge worry at the moment, they're saying. With Bradley likely to miss the match with Leicester City at Anfield on Boxing Day and the visit And the visit to West Ham 3 days later, Trent Alexander-Arnold will continue at right back. Obviously, he was going to continue at right back anyways. And Lynch also confirmed that Ibu could return before the end of the year. So that would be excellent. So that could possibly free up Joe to help share the workload with Alexander-Arnold in Bradley's absence. So hopefully that is the case, by the way. I hope that it does turn out to be where something where we see them be able to see Joey, Ibu, Trent, Virgil all be properly, maintenanced. I guess
Sounds like maybe
their
Ibu for the
numbers and
bench
minutes.
against Leicester, maybe. Because that's the only way to be back for the end of the year. So maybe it sounds like potentially Ibu on the bench for Leicester.
I think it might be more so Ibu on the bench for West Ham, actually, to be honest with you.
Oh, is that before the end of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Is that on the 30th or something?
Yeah, it's.
Okay, yeah, definitely more of that then. Definitely, yeah. I thought that was the last. It's just when he said before the end of the year. I thought the West Ham game was after.
When is West Ham? West Ham is the 28th or 29th.
Oh, it's even closer. Oh, yeah, that's much more likely then. Yeah. That's much more likely. If that's the last game of the year, then yeah, makes more sense.
And I guess it just depends. I know sometimes you don't really like bringing players back on the road, but that is at West Ham actually. So
can't wait for the Leicester game. It can't come soon enough now. The Leicester game after yesterday's fiesta.
Mm-hmm. Big up to Abdul. Big up to Abdul. Good to see you, my brother. Assalamu alaikum. And let's see. He said we need to keep the winning ways. Definitely. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. 2025 is soon approaching us, but we have 2 games before we do bring that into changing our calendars from 2024 to 2025. West Ham and Leicester, as we just spoke on, are 2 of the games that are on our docket. 2 very winnable games. I definitely don't want to see us do what some teams have done, and that is lower our standards or lower our, play to our opponent's abilities or their standards for that West Ham game. And I certainly don't want to rest on our laurels against Leicester, who do have the occasion to create problems for any team in the league. So, despite where they are in the league, so
I'm sure they can create a lot of problems against us on Boxing Day. I have to be honest, to be brutally frank, I don't think they can cause us that many problems on Boxing Day.
Sorry, Ant. Sorry, mate. We're going to demolish them, Billy. We are going to hammer them 3-4, I think. You're right, man.
You need to keep the motor going. Definitely keep the forward progression moving.
Well, the one going to the Leicester match, if we spank them, is we'll get to see Ruud van Nistelrooy, the horse-faced assassin, sitting on the bloody sidelines on the bench, looking all sour-faced with his big, long, droopy face. The horse
big sad horse. Yeah, big sad horse face.
And he was really good.
To the question, what does a sad
horse
horse
he's such a good forward. Van Nistelrooy, he was a pain.
He was
pain in the ass, wasn't he?
But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't want to go big on the whole blah, blah, blah. We're going to hammer him, but I think we're going to hammer him,
Yeah. Who've they got at the back? Still got Root Face, haven't they?
We asked that we were.
Vestergaard still going.
We'll have a. We're gonna have it. We're gonna have a preview for Leicester. We'll get into that definitely shortly, but there was a question in the chat here asking about there was a question asking about signings. There are some big confirmations that I have. There are 5 confirmations of signings. We have jerseys signed. Fabio has signed. Traore signed. Robbie Keane is going to be playing, and Cisse is going to be there. Those are 5 big names, all being signed, and that's for the LFC Foundation. Obviously, the game that they have for the Legends game that they have. Those are 5 names that have been confirmed as to participating in that game. So that's 5 big signings, if you want to think of it that way. So do it that way.
I'm just thinking of Leicester's defenders. They have still got that Yannick Vestergaard, although he's got rid of the mullet since we last seen him. He doesn't have the mullet anymore. He's got short hair now. But he's still got him, like, and I fancy Jota's chances of embarrassing somebody like him.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into Leicester once hopefully we'll be able to work out something with Ant and do get a proper assessment of where and how he views his club's chances and where he sees his club currently, and then we'll get obviously it'll be so we can keep our presentation balanced for the show. We'll also obviously have our panel here to ask pertinent questions back and forth. And we'll also get an idea of who we think will start and who will give our ideas of who we think will start in that game. Maybe even get a score prediction from him, which will be very interesting. So we'll definitely get involved in that. Couple of things that were really, really cool to see was there were some records broken yesterday as well with Mohamed Salah's performance. And he was going into, I gotta get the statistic up in front of me here.
Nothing new there, so another day, another record.
Another day, another record. Yep. Oh, man. By the way, real quick, I'm sorry. I don't know if you read this or not, but did you see the one thing about Old Toilet was that they had the problem we said about the leak in the press room. They just had a report apparently that Old Trafford has a problem with mice or something. Did you read about this?
Yeah.
Apparently, they have a mice infestation at Old Trafford.
They've followed Gary Neville in, haven't they? He's like the rat king. He's the king of rodents. They both followed Gary Neville in and stayed there.
The fucking Pied Piper, Lee.
Yeah,
he goes. He's going in there with his fucking all the rats.
Rattus Mancunicus.
Yeah, Rattus Mancunicus. Yeah, as you said.
Yeah. It is interesting.
I'm not surprised because you know what he's doing, right? I don't want to be all cynical, but he's like a billionaire. Obviously, everybody knows he's a billionaire, right? And he didn't like paying tax in England, right? The country that brought him up, educated him, all that stuff, gave him the tools to become who he is. And he said, "Nah, I don't like that. As a billionaire, I'd rather not pay tax." So he moved to Monaco, where you don't have to pay tax, right? So he comes back, and what he wants to do is he wants to tear down Old Trafford and build a new stadium, which he wants to call like the Wembley of the North and all this stuff, right? That's his big new idea. And he wants the British taxpayer to pay for half of it. Not him, by the way, because he doesn't pay taxes. All the normal people who pay tax. He wants them to pay for half of it. He wants like 500 million quid for his £1 billion stadium. He wants that from the government, 400, 500, right? So he's going to do what all landlords do. They let the old building get run down. They let the old building fall to pieces to make it seem like you have to. It's like, oh, this has gone too far now. He could fix that place up. It's Old Trafford, like we did at Anfield. Nobody wanted to leave Anfield. FSG have turned it into a modern, state-of-the-art stadium without ever closing it, other than for like a couple of weeks maybe, without ever moving, without ever doing any of that. And we've kept our heritage, we've kept our heart where it is. We'll never have to leave Anfield now. And he just wants to rip that place up. He wants to let it go to rack and ruin and go, look, they've even got mice. This is unsalvageable. We need a new stadium. That's what he's playing out there. And
I need
it's
to do more research on who he is. Shame on me, I haven't, with him being who he is now, like the main man. I need to know more about him.
well, that's it basically. Yeah, his whole idea is he wants to build a brand new £1 billion Wembley the North super stadium, like Real Madrid Stadium, like Tottenham Stadium, and build it about like a
Do you
half
remember
a mile
that?
away from Old
Do you
Trafford.
remember the guy that was Blackpool's chairman, Owen Oyston? And he used to
The
wear like
Oystons,
hats and
yeah,
scarves and that, like, and be dead flamboyant. The Oyston, yeah, there was it Oyston Holmes, right? Wasn't it like?
yeah. He ended up in prison. He ended up in jail. That guy.
Yeah, you remember some mad flamboyant owners of the past, and he's one that just popped into my head then.
Yeah, that's their owner anyway.
Son Heung-min admitted yesterday that the Spurs' defeat to the Reds was a quote painful unquote one to take, adding that Liverpool are top for a reason. Grav yesterday also revealed that Liverpool targeted Dragusin, against Spurs, looking to press the right side center back specifically. Seemed to have done the trick yesterday. There was some question again, or I saw in the talks being asked of us about signings. Look, signings are fast approaching, as in January 1st, as being that day that other teams can approach these players and speak to them freely and openly, and can even sign prearranged deals with them as well if they were to work something out for the upcoming year, so they can start negotiating even contracts with them. One thing is for certain, though, is that Virgil van Dijk, our captain, has basically put to bed those claims about a contract deadline. So there is no contract deadline in Virgil van Dijk's mind and eyes. He said that he doesn't believe in that, and says there isn't a need to sign an extension by January 1st. It is simply another day in his mind. That's how he's putting it. So that is something to keep in mind. And let's see. There was another question in there, or something else I can bring up. I brought about the man. I was going to ask on this day also. Today is a really nice day to remember, because on this day in 1995, Robbie Fowler, after Ian Wright had scored an opening goal against us, against Arsenal, we went on to watch Robbie Fowler score a hat trick in 1995 against Arsenal. That was today. It was a very, very big day for him as well. 5 years later to the day in 2000, Fowler was again on the score sheet against Arsenal, finding the net in a 4-0 win at Anfield. Stevie G.
He was pretty good, that lad.
Michael Owen.
That Fowler kid. He was pretty good.
Yep. And Nick Barmby was also found in that day for us in that 4-0 win.
Not so good. Not so good, Nick Barmby. Not so
but
good.
He was good on that day. So
decent little player,
anyway.
but yeah.
Yeah, we're not giving out ratings. We're just saying out facts. But all right.
No, he was. Yeah, he was decent. He was okay.
But yes, that was what went on today in history. Bad news again, like you said. Arsenal have bad news for them, because their number one GA performer this year has apparently come up lame, which is unfortunate for them. He has the hamstring injury. and will be out for many weeks. That's according to Mikel Arteta. That's a huge blow for Arsenal. But what makes it even worse is that Arteta has confirmed that I'm not going to say former. Arteta has confirmed that former City attacker Raheem Sterling is also out for a while with a knee injury, apparently. So they're going to have some serious issues. They're going to have some serious issues to contend with in finding some type of way to hold down not only their right side of their attack, but also trying to figure out where they're going to start getting some form of offensive production, actually, because the output was normally generated by Saka when it came to their numbers, and that was obvious when you take a look at their numbers for this year. So
51%.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting to see what happens.
He's at. We did a quick thing on my stream the other day, and we're looking at goal involvements. Specifically, we were talking about Salah. Someone mentioned earlier on 71% in the Premier League, but yeah, Saka for Arsenal is 51%. So that's a big hole in your output right there. Good for us. Sounds more like a longer one than a shorter one because it's all like, oh, we don't know, we don't like.
I don't see why they would want to rush him back. To be honest, this isn't like this the first time he's had issues this year with an injury, and they rushed him back for that game against us. He performed well, or he had really. What was interesting is that he had really one excellent run, truthfully, in that game. Everything else was just,
he's been overplayed for years. He's been overplayed minutes wise, games wise, injury wise. It's been poor on Arteta, in my opinion. It's only a matter of time before he starts breaking down. I think they've played him like what we did with Fabinho, or like what we did with Robbo, and it's just like that kid needs a break sometimes. He just doesn't get one. Plays every single game for them. Games he doesn't need to play, he's starting it. So it's okay when you're Mo Salah and you're at the back end of your career and you're 33. Saka's only early 20, like 24, maybe 25 now. So if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be happy with the way they constantly just played him.
Milante, I know that you have to leave soon, so I'm going to make sure you get this answer for Abdul with this question. He has Arne Slot's performance review for halfway of the season, which is where we're very close to, if not at. What would you say is your mid-season review of Arne Slot this year?
You have to give it an A-. Top of the league, only one defeat in the league. I'm still a bit annoyed by that Forest one, but can't really go low than pass an A, but we've got room to improve. There's definitely room to improve, and again, with the season is a long game. January to May is going to be squeaky bum time again. So, but yeah, an A- for me.
Okay, Brian, what would be your ranking for him? The rating?
The last two before the Spurs game, the fact we dropped 4 points in two was just taking a little bit of the edge off it, but he's come back. So yeah, I think really it can't be less than, it just has to be an A, just straight A's, really, top of everything, still in the cups. Handling all the pressure, handling all the media, handling the contract nonsense. Three of our biggest ever players out of contracts in 6 months. He's handling all that. He's handling a new league. I mean, what can you knock him back on? He's getting more comfortable now. He's even giving good press conferences. We've got one loss in the Premier. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's got to be straight A's across the board, Europe and England. So
how about for you, Lee?
Rating of, sorry, what was that?
Arne Slot.
Vardy so far.
Yeah.
Out of 100, I'll go 87 because there's more he can go up. There's more gears he can go up, isn't there?
Okay. So high, like a B plus, basically, you're saying?
Yeah, good mark. Good mark.
Okay.
Right, guys, I'm gonna shoot off now. I'm
Yep.
gonna
Cheers,
go.
man. That's it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Cheers,
cheers.
man. Have a good day.
For hanging in there with us.
Yeah.
Have a good day at work, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow.
Indeed,
Right. See you
appreciate
later.
it. Big up everyone, and please don't forget, tell a friend to tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. This is the realest podcast in the game. We know this. You guys know this. We need other people's to do, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Definitely. So, again, I was speaking on this. Speaking of, I see Robert saying Merry Christmas to him. This was a pretty impressive record that he has not only he hasn't broken, he has basically set himself. Mohamed Salah has set this record by himself, in that he has become the first player in the history of the Premier League to reach 10 goals and 10 assists before Christmas has even begun. That is massively, massively impressive.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
it's
me,
just-
yesterday was our best performance under Slot. It was a statement performance. It was our best performance so far under him in terms of, like, we were dangerous from the first whistle to the last. We could have scored at any moment in that game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't perfect. We conceded 3 goals, but say la vie, we won the game anyway. Really enhanced our goal difference at the same time. You can't have everything in life, can you? I just thought it was a brilliant performance, yeah. A statement of intent. Because we've been talking about full performances from Slot because we've had that many second half performances, but that was the whole game yesterday, wasn't it? We were just too much for them.
Yeah. Just seeing where he mounts to. Okay, just seeing what it is. Bring this in here as well. Yesterday, this was another accomplishment that he got to partake in as well. I'll bring that up here. How do you feel about Salah and this accomplishment here, Brian?
Oh, I think he's getting better. It's absurd to say it, but I think right now he's actually getting better. You know, he's these aren't just sort of milestone numbers. What I look like, a lot of these records that he's breaking, not can be explained away, but can be kind of contextualized with the fact that he's been here for a very long time. He plays in a lot of games. You know, so it's sort of first some of those things, but what he's doing there with like 10 goals and 10 assists, that's happening right now. You know, that's affecting what's happening right now. You know, that's what I mean by what he's getting better. He's picking up these kind of side quest missions along the way, but he's also still actually improving his numbers. His numbers right now are better than the numbers when he came in and smashed it in his first season. If we continue to go far in competitions, again, his fitness record allows him to play in a huge number of games, which helps. I don't see him regressing. Some people say he's not what he was. We don't play the same way we used to play, you know, but you can still see the old Mo Salah every now and again, or when a long ball gets put in behind or a quick ball, he's still that guy. Of course, he's going to miss the first one or the second one. He always misses one. That's Mo. You know, but he scores the next one. You know, he misses a one-on-one with the keeper nearly every game. That's just Mo. He gets into a great position, and then he goes and everyone's given out, and then 80 minutes later, he's got 2 goals or he's got an assist and a penalty. It's just him, man. He's completely relentless. Like I keep banging the same drum. I said if he is leaving this season, he said, I ain't going out with a whimper. I'm going out with a bang. I am going out with my best ever season that I can put down. And right now, it's happening for him. He likes the way we're playing. Can he get? He's not going to get into the rush, obviously. Category. The next guy, 241. It's obvious. Yeah, he's going to have an eye on these things. He's got to go down as an absolute legend, really. Probably other players have adjusted the biggest impact. Virgil van Dijk, say someone like him. But Mo will go down as an outright legend. With those kind of numbers, those are the kind of, like, that's why you still get talked. That's why we're still talking about, like, Gordon Hodgson.
Yeah, relentless, the numbers, aren't they? As you said,
Yeah.
it's a good word, relentless. Ominously relentless for our rivals, looking at this and seeing the form he's in. That's where some of that shite's come from, hasn't it? That he's not world class, and that's just jealousy. That's all that crap is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Complete what you were saying, Brian, or were you saying at the very end?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Look, Roger Hunt and Gordon Hodgson, right? These people are long gone. This is why we're still talking about them now, is because their names are on a list like this. When Mo has his name, he can be dead in 100 years and he will still be on this list. You know, he can be finished playing football 50 years and people will still go, hey, Dad, who is Mo Salah? Who's this guy on this list? You know, once you cement that kind of status, that's why we're still talking about people like Gordon Hodgson and Roger Hunt, Ian Rush, people that have finished playing decades ago. So once you get your name on a list like that, you're never forgotten. That's a legacy, that is a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And to be an African player, all of these things gives it so many different perspectives to it, so many different levels to it.
I know that you didn't. I know that none of us got to necessarily watch live the man who he passed on this list, Billy. But do you have some thoughts on this player that he is now surmounted in the list in a very, very obviously legendary list of players for this club?
Yeah. For the club to be nicknamed Liverpool, as it was when he was our main player, that tells you a lot about him. It was a long time before I was born, but he was a massive player, the Scottish international one. I think he was left-footed, if I'm right, as well, Billy Little. I think he was left-footed. Yeah.
He could shoot with either foot. He was, left-footed and right-footed. That's at least what Bill Shankly has said. He said he had everything. He was fast, powerful, could shoot with either foot, and his headers were like blasts from a gun. On top of all that, he was as hard as granite. What a player. That was Bill Shankly's quote about him.
Them old balls that they used to play with, when you play with them in the wet, the old match balls they used to use in Little's days when they got
I'll have a picture of that. Let me show you a picture.
One of them sometimes.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of this one. Hold on. Make sure I can make it. This was let me get this up here for you. You could see the ball that he has in his hand right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing is a medicine ball and a half.
The ones that were worse, that when they got wet, they just
they made those things so they could they could take a licking and keep on ticking,
No, I never liked heading the ball. It wasn't part of my game.
No, avoid it at all costs. It usually went wrong.
I didn't have that good coordination to jump in time. It'd always get me jump like arseways around like. And
I'll show you one more. What was kind of wild about? Oh, I just accidentally shut down the picture. What was wild about it is I want to see it's a really cool look back at the world, I guess you could say. But let me show you what games were like. Bring this up here. This was see when was this shot taken? This was April 29th, 1950. That's how you could end up watching a match in 1950. I'm not certain where this
it
was.
raining
Let me
too, yeah.
see.
And that was a small stand as well. That was a small stand. That wouldn't have been. Yeah,
This
you
was
see some of those places.
Years ago when
this
there
was
was no
against
food.
this was against Burnley. Actually, this picture was taken. Yeah, pretty wild. Maybe some of our listeners' grandparents were in this. Grandparents, parents, maybe. But this was certainly an interesting. Yeah, those jams are jam packed for certain.
Oh, you don't want to need to go to the loo in the middle of that because you know
No, you definitely don't. You definitely don't. But it's just interesting. Long time ago, but certainly not forgotten. Certainly not forgotten. But yes, little pool. Maybe it'll be a celebration for Salah Pool. I don't know. As well. It is a very cool pick, I think. I thought that pick was really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
But yes, we are about coming up on the 2-hour mark, so we're getting very close to the end of the show here. But we got our ratings in, we got our man of the match nominated and put into chiseled into stone for all the time. Very cool to see Dom get a proper selection to that list of many notable players that have now become man of the match in our selections, and he certainly deserved that one because he played an excellent match, got a goal, but more so played well. Was a lot for them to handle yesterday. Is there anything?
Robert is right. That's a great shout. Not a replica kit to be seen. Not a jersey. Every single one of them in suit and tie and jacket and flat cap.
I don't think you could. I don't think there was much of it.
No, there was no.
There wasn't really a market.
Yeah, this is like a queue for the extras for Peaky Blinders or something.
Yeah,
that's just they're all wearing the same. Yeah, the suit. Well,
there is no apparel shop.
There's not even hardly even a scarf though. There'd be no scarf. Yeah, they all just went there.
Plenty.
Yeah, the idea of paying £100 for a Liverpool shirt back then, even the version of it back then, whatever the money version was, they'd be just down.
Yeah.
So everyone, that is great. Yeah, that is another sign of the times. Well said, Rob. Well noticed.
Yeah, it's also no sponsor on the front, no sponsor on the sleeves.
No billboard sponsor there.
No
nothing.
Billboard sponsors behind them.
Yeah. There'd be a few bits and pieces. It's the 50s, you said, wasn't it? 50s?
1950.
Oh, that's post-war. Oh, God, yeah. England is still living under rationing in 1950. Yeah. So, very little will be going on there. I just wanted to say before we go, I might sound, hey, I don't care if I sound like an idiot, obviously, at this stage, but I thought Archie Gray was absolutely brilliant last night, and I'm aware of the fact that I'm talking about a guy who played in the middle of defence that conceded 6 against us. But I thought he kind of looked like at some points one of the only guy with any kind of
anyway. He's a fullback usually.
Exactly. He's one of those kind of like a Gerrard. Like he comes into the team, at right back to get into, and everyone's like, oh yeah, eventually he's going to be a midfielder kind of thing. But he's considered a proper prodigy. But I just thought he actually stood out to me in terms of his composure last night. Some of the blocks he got in, some of what he was doing. He looked like he played that position his whole life. Again, I know I'm talking about a guy that got 6 foot past him, but he's a kid. He's been played out of position in a crazy kamikaze team. But his touch on the ball, again, just the way he carried himself, he didn't lose his head, even though that was a bit embarrassing. I was hugely impressed by him. So I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But maybe that's just me. I just thought he was really, really good.
Yeah, he did what he could for him, didn't he?
I know it's a tough sell. He played at centre half and he got 6 foot past him. I just thought
That's the life of the young defender, isn't it? Like, tough life.
again.
Player to just be thrown in at the deep end. Remember, like Phillips and Williams got thrown in at the deep end for us.
Well, a lot of this is on the manager as well. It's just the way that. But to me, he really did impress me. His composure, the way he didn't lose his head.
Player, yeah, you could see there was a player there in him. Like, he probably have a decent career. I would imagine.
Leeds. I think they got him from Leeds. I think
first. You heard it here first. There is a big Archie Gray fan amongst us, and also a Salah fan as well.
Well, a big fan of his performance last night. Let's just put it that way. Let's just leave. Yeah, he was performance last night.
Put it any way you want it.
It's pretty much the only time I've ever seen him play, so I'm basing it on last night. So yeah, I won't go too far out.
Okay, he's not okay, sorry, Greg. He's not a fan of you. He's just a fan of your performance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. We'll see him again soon in the League Cup, probably.
Maybe so. We'll see. The League Cup is going to be, again, it's going to be one fixture in the January window, and then we're going to have one fixture in the February window. So we shall see if he is going to be at the return of us to Spurs Stadium, and then if he'll be a part of that return fixture at Anfield when they take on the second leg of the semifinals of the League Cup. We shall see. But we also will see you, hopefully, tomorrow. We'll have a little bit of tea, and we'll be able to sit down and kind of just reflect on the season. I guess we could do like a mid-season review in essence. And talk about some of the things that we look at the new year to bring us, because we are soon approaching 2025. Can't believe that, but we're already at the quarter mark of this new century. So we are certainly going to be enjoying that opportunity. But anything you want to say before we bounce and allow for the people to enjoy the rest of their Monday? Brian, anything you want to say?
No, it's just the usual. Thanks for being here. If we don't see you for a preview tomorrow, and we don't see you in between, just have a great Christmas. And yeah, have a great time. See you again soon. Hopefully tomorrow.
Okay. Lee, anything you want to say?
Yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat for your contributions. We keep on going. I can't wait till Boxing Day now for the Leicester game. After that performance, I'm really looking forward to the Leicester game. See you again soon.
And let's say shout out to all those again that joined us today. Big up for each and that stayed with us for the entire ride in the Live Bird today. We'll be firing it up tomorrow as well to again have a little bit of tea and just talk a little bit of Tuesday, maybe even catch up on our fantasy football league performances and where we are in the standings, as well as there have been some movers and shakers in the fantasy football league. We do have a new king of the pack or of the table. So we even had someone, I believe we even had a player, or no, not a player, but a team even break the 100 mark, as in for points this past week.
Finally.
So we will be seeing a lot of movement in the table. So hopefully you'll be there to see what it is. The FPL code. Let me see if I can find that for you real quick before we bounce. Hold on 1 second.
Now you can consider me impressed. Someone's breaking 100 finally. Now I look at that. Now I look at that.
Mm-hmm.
First person to do it this year. Took you a while.
Yeah. It did.
But
it
JK
did.
has been dethroned. JK has been
So,
well and
yeah.
truly dethroned.
Yeah.
So
The
if
crown
you're
has
listening,
been
JK,
taken.
man, you got some work to do. You got some work to do.
The crown has been taken temporarily, possibly. We shall see. We shall see. I'm trying to think of where I would be able to find this thing. Give me 1 moment. Let me see if I can find it for you. But we do have it. If you have a fantasy football team in the Premier League, you can still join our league at any time. You can always join the league. You're more than welcome, especially if you're a red, and especially if you're a subscriber to the show. You are definitely able to do so. Let's see. Let me see if I can't find that code though for it, so that you can be a part of it. Let's see. It has been a while since we did it. Whoops. I will find it for you, Mark A. I will find it for you. But I don't know if I have it. Let's see. Oh, okay, I did find it. Cool. All right, so here is the code for it. All right, so if you do want to join the league, I'm going to put the code in the chat. 1 second. H4. So, to join the league, this is the code to join the league. It is 8K as in king, J as in jokes, B as in baller, H as in heritage, and 4. The number 4. That is the code. Definitely, if you want to be a part of the league, you definitely would make it. It's cool because we have about 17 players in the league. We do have a double, a player that has 2 teams, but we're going to be taking care of that. JK is going to be on top of that for us. Unfortunately, one of those teams is going to be taken out of the league because you can't have 2 teams. You can't have an A and a B team. But other than that,
listening, the person who has 2 teams, if you are listening, if you want to choose which one gets deleted, delete your own. Otherwise, JK is going to choose which one of your teams gets deleted. So if you want to be the guy that chooses, get rid of them, and then it won't be a problem. Because, you get to choose then which one you want to delete. I don't know if 2 or if one is like way higher than the other or whatever, but JK is going to delete the one you get to keep is the one you put in first. So we'll see what date it joined.
Yeah. Well, it's
So
obvious. There's one team's called Liver 1, the other team's called Liver 2. So
yeah.
I
So
doubt
whichever one it is,
Liver 2 before he made Liver 1. But
so there you go. That's what's going to happen. And Rob is saying he smashed it this week.
Pies. I don't think many people eat mince pies over here, but turkey.
Oh,
it's more like turkey, ham. And what else do they usually bring to this table? It's like Thanksgiving, basically, but with just different decorations, basically, is what it is. Rather than the oranges and browns being the colors sequence, it's just more greens and reds when it comes to the Christmas Day meals. Still get the gravy though. Gravy all day. Gravy. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out for, again, our Egyptian king. I thought that he had a phenomenal game yesterday. It is very interesting how some people have been a little dismissive of him at times, in the sense of saying that he is not needed, if sometimes not properly appreciated or with this club by some of our fan base at times. But he is certainly a living legend, and someone that we hope to maybe we got very close at seeing another of our Reds do it before. I thought that he got robbed that year against Messi, to tell you the truth, when Virgil came second. But maybe this year, just maybe, we'll see this photo become reality. It won't be just some, chat GPT or whatever these AI things they utilize, but maybe we will see this in his future. Maybe. If he can get this going with if we can win a Champions League, we can win an actual title this year for in England. We just might see him do that, people. We just might see him do that, especially if he continues on the projected rate of goals and assists that he's on right now. Absolutely incredible player that we are blessed to have on the squad. First player in Premier League history to reach double.
They say, isn't he, Mo, at the moment? In the zone.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible player. But we shall see. Hopefully it's long and it continues long into this campaign. I am hoping that, at least. And I know that you are hoping that as well, unless you're a rival, or unless you're possibly even a neutral, or unless you're one of those fans that rather see a player do well to make their point right, rather than just enjoy our players doing what they do best, and that is get these W's for us. Get these doubles for us. So big up, everyone. Big up. Kendrick is a scouse. I got you. So again, we will be live tomorrow with another stream. Hopefully you guys will be there too. I know, get these W's. That's all what it's all about. Get the dubs. Get the dubs in the house. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Definitely be sure to share this with others. If you can, definitely comment on this, the show. It actually is easy to do. It takes a little bit of your time. If you can, hit a like. That's equally appreciative as well, because it ends up helping out not only the algorithm and the likes, but it shows YouTube that we are definitely appreciated by those that watch our show. So we appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow. Other than that, it's simple, people. Up the Reds. Up the Reds always. All right. Take care.